Može. Poštovani predsjedniče, poštovane koleginice i kolege, dragi gosti, ja imam posebno zadovoljstvo što u ime predsjednika i članova Srpske akademije nauka mogu danas da vas pozdravim i da vam zaželim dobrodošlicu u akademiji. Normalno i dobrodošlicu za one koji nisu odavde iz Beograda i iz šire. Ja ovo sad pričam da bi vidjeli da li funkcioniše. Danas smo se ovdje okupili lepim povodom. Naime, Goran Đorđević, ja to mogu slobodno i iskreno da kažem, je uradio veliki posao. Pripremio je ove tri zbornika različitog nivoa koji su nastali kao rezultat aktivnosti na pripremi i realizaciji 11. kongresa fizičara sa Unije balkanskih fizičara. Danas imamo tu zadovoljstvo da prisustvujemo u prikazu ova tri zbornika. To je sve što ću ja moći da vam kažem. Sve ostalo ću vam reći. U skladu sa protokolom, da imam obavezu da se obratim i na, pošto imamo strani gosti na engleskom jeziku. Dear President, Mr. President, dear distinguished guests, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to welcome all of you to Serbian Academy of Science and Arts. All about this event will be, all information about this event and the contents of our talk, or our meeting will be given by Goran Đorđević, who prepare all things related to proceedings from 11th Congress of Balkan Physical Union. I wish you pleasant stay in Academy and in Belgrade. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoran. Thank you for the nice words, and thanks a lot for all what you and all your colleagues and staff from Academy did for the last several years, because it was really a process and a program of preparing preparatory meetings, main congress, satellite events, and now I would say epilogue meeting of all this program. I would like to very briefly present my few slides. Yeah. So I would just, for the people who was involved in the Congress, I think they do not have a real summary of these events. And for the people who are maybe first time with us as representatives of the publishing company partners, let me show. So BPU11, due to still influence of the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, it was a hybrid event. We have in total 476 participants, where 325 was on site and 151 was online. What I think it was really surprise for us, and I think it was also very nice that practically 1/3 of the participants was students, master and PhD students. So in that point, the Congress was really very young. There was participants from 31 countries all over the world. There was 309 abstracts accepted and published in a separate abstract book before that. Concerning oral presentation, we have pleasure to have 12 plenary lectures, 23 invited lecturers who give talks in the one of 15 scientific sections, and some special session we have organized also in the program. So in total, there was 439 oral talks, 104 standard one, and 35 which was plenary and invited lectures. And to be honest, we don't know exactly it was 143 or a few more, but at least 143 poster presentation was given at the talk. What also gives some flavor to our Congress, it was 4 satellite events. 2 of them was a part of the Southeast European Network in Mathematical and Theoretical Physics. That was assessment meeting and workshop, and also workshop on high energy physics as a part of the CERN CET MTP ICTP PhD program, which was hosted by Faculty of Physics and Faculty of Mathematics. Also, we have a great cooperation with one of the cost action. So there was also a school and a workshop devoted to the quantum gravity phenomenology in the multi-messenger approach. What is the main reason that we are today here is a great effort. Really, I thank you, Zoran, for your words about that. It was really a huge job. I think that after several congresses, it was the first one where we printed the proceedings, and also 2 special volumes of the journals, and colleagues will give more on that. We are living more and more in the digital period, but I belong, and most of you, generation that somehow used to print, to publish, to read it. So at least for libraries, we are able to print out 30 copies of all this. Just a few words. This is the proceedings published with the Proceedings of Science. I'm very happy that Gabriela Furlan from the Proceedings of Science at SASA in Trieste is with us, and it was a great cooperation with them. And we are allowed to print these proceedings. Next, a very appreciated, very high-ranking journal, European Physics Journal Plus, together in cooperation with the European Physical Society, our great supporter in all these activities, and also Springer Verlag. Impact factor is 304 for 2022, and you will see what is published there. And last but not least, our, let's say, long-term partner, it's World Scientific and International Journal of Modern Physics A, which we already published several special volumes in the last 10 years. All, as I told, I didn't told. So Proceedings of Science is permanently open access, so you can access, and all our colleagues can access anytime. EPG Plus will be offered for next 2 months, and in the International Journal of Modern Physics A, this volume will be open for next 3 months. Also, all libraries of our partners in Serbia, all 10 national societies in the Balkan countries, and also the main supporters like CERN, European Physics Society, etc., will be also provided with 1 issue of any copy. A record for the history and an inspiration for younger colleagues, as Georgia probably is the youngest among us here. So Georgia, consider it's a one-way road or something that can maybe bifurcate in many aspects. So maybe I talk too much time. I would like to thank, because now I'm in position to thank to Gabriela, to the president of EPS, Maria Sakelaridou. I guess that Luc Berger will be in a few minutes with us. The representatives of the publishers, Mr. Christian Caron, Gabriela already. So thank you very much, and I would invite now Professor Anton Balash to present, who was the one of the main guest editors for this publication. Thank you very much.
So let me start. Distinguished members of the Academy, dear guests, dear friends of physics. I will present the work that resulted in our proceedings of BPU11. If I remember correctly, I was involved in BPU conferences for the first time some 20 years ago. So in 2003, there was BPU5 in Vrnjačka Banja. And then I was still just a member of the organization committee, and my main part of the job was to work on the book of abstracts. And therefore, I'm very proud that now I had the opportunity to work on the proceedings, which gathers a lot of full papers from the conference. Okay, so let me just say a few words. So as Goran already said, Proceedings of Science, which is operated by SASA, Scuola Internazionale di Studi Avanzati, and you can see the link here. And the editors of this proceedings book are Goran Đorđević, Jugoslav Karamarković, and Nenad Lazarević. However, the majority of really difficult work was done by Milan Milošević, who was technical editor of this book. So it's really a lot of work, and these are the people who we should really. Oh, unfortunately, maybe PDF would be better, because now we don't see the complete. Can you make it smaller? No, better to use PDF, because then everything will be. So I wanted to emphasize that, as you know, the conference was organized into 15 scientific sections, and for each of the sections, we had a lot of. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Back. Now my secrets are revealed. Sorry for this. Yeah,
Some spoilers.
yes, some spoilers. Okay, so scientific sections editors were responsible for coordination for the conference and for the proceedings. They were also editors for the corresponding sections, and they also coordinated the reviewing process for all contributions. So these are actually the people that I want to emphasize as important for the scientific part of the proceedings. So you can see the names of these people, and some of them are in the audience. And I'm really glad that the collaboration with this group was quite successful. Okay, now. Okay. Now let me give you a little bit of information about contributions. So I find interesting to look at different numbers. This gives you some information about how popular is this conference among different communities. So here we see contribution by scientific sections. Some, I would say, anomalies or interesting things are that the most populous section, and this is condensed matter physics and statistical physics, where there were a total of 49 contributions in total, only contributed by 4 papers in the proceeding of science, while some of the section, for instance, the next one was this one, high energy physics. So out of 31, there were 14 contributions. But then if you look by the number of papers in the proceedings, the most active one is section 4, which is philosophy of physics and history of physics and physics education. So a lot of contributions are there. And then we could see that in some of these communities, let's say a large number of people who participated really prepared then papers for the proceedings, and in some of them only a few of the people were interested to publish the full papers. So I think that these are all information that we could take into account in the organization of the next congresses, how to invite people, how to make the conference more interesting, and how to motivate people to write full papers. Now, contributions by country are also interesting. So here we see, as usual, the country that organizes the conference. People are motivated, so we have 21 contributions from Serbia. However, you see that Bulgaria was even more interested to publish papers in our proceedings. And that some other countries, for instance, the disparity between Bulgaria and Romania is a little bit strange. I would expect that people from Romania would be as much interested as people from Bulgaria, and then and also they have a huge physics community, and then we see the distribution among other countries. But in total, what is important for us is that we have 87 contributions that are published in the proceedings, and we had to reject 5 papers. And then we have 2 contributions that were withdrawn, and 1 did not submit the revision. So let's say in total 8 contributions were not published in the end. So the acceptance rate is relatively high. It's around 90%. So around 10% of contributions are not published. And as it was already mentioned, it was a great effort. And I always like to mention the institutions that are involved. So institutions are, we cannot do anything without institutions. We are only people who love physics. But without institutional support, there would be no conference, no proceedings, and these are the institutions that participated in the organization. So let me mention in particular the Academy of Sciences, where we had the main events of the conference. Then these are faculty departments of the University of Belgrade, where also satellite events were organized, and some of the activities on the conference were organized. Our institutes, and also CNET Entity Center, and of course European Physical Society, which was also generous in their support. And before you organize something this big and that requires this much effort, and then there is insurmountable trouble in front of you, rationally, you may think that the odds are not in our favor, but then again, if you just stay with the rational thinking, then you would not do anything. And then deep inside you, there is your heart that says, oh, it's good. We don't do it because it's easy. We do it because it is difficult, and then it feels even better when we manage to do something like in this case we published these proceedings of this conference. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Now it's time for Gabriela.
Yes, hi.
Please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gabriela Furlan, and I am the coordinator of Proceedings of Science. As has been mentioned before, Proceedings of Science is published by SASA Media Lab, which is an in-house company owned by the International School for Advanced Studies based in Trieste, Italy. SASA Media Lab, besides managing POS, also publishes the Journal of High Energy Physics, the Journal of Cosmology and Astroparticle Physics, the Journal of Statistical Mechanics Theory and Experiment, and the Journal of Instrumentation. We also publish a journal dedicated to science communication. Therefore, you can see we have quite a bit of experience in the field of scientific publication. Proceedings of Science in particular has been in operation for about 15 years, and originally was born as the child of JHEP, the Journal of High Energy Physics, because at the time it was felt that there was needed a platform, a release platform also for conference proceedings. The areas covered in the years have expanded from high energy physics to pretty much all the topics that are covered also by our other journals. What else can be said? Lately, Proceedings of Science publishes about between 20-25 conferences per year. They're not many, but they're high quality conferences, which is what we aim to do. And also in the philosophy of our other journals, it's an operation by scientists for scientists mainly, and there is a fee charged to conference organizers, but the contributions are completely open access. There's no fee charged to authors. So the idea is to offer a service to the community. Contributions published in POS are also indexed. They are regularly indexed in Inspire, ADS NASA, and Web of Science. They are assigned a DOI, so the attribution, the citation of contributions is assured that way. Just to make you an example of conferences that you may know, we publish the proceedings of the European Physical Society Conference on High Energy Physics, the International Conference on High Energy Physics, the International Cosmic Ray Conference, Lattice Field Theory Conference, and many more that I don't want to list here, so as not to bore you. And that's pretty much what I had to present to you. And if you don't have any questions, I would just let the program continue.
Gabriela, thank you very much. I would like to repeat that we have a great cooperation with you, in particular because the situation on the market was changed in the meantime. We somehow live in the previous world when online or open access publication was not so expensive. So we have a great cooperation with you.
Yes, and sorry to interrupt. I would like to thank you for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to present ourselves. And we had a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, it's you underline that POS started from the high energy physics, and somehow it also connected us because a good part of organizers came from the high energy physics. Thank you very much for offering us or giving us opportunity to publish the proceedings on the paper. And on the other hand, you are the first issue it was printed was given to you. I mean, to your to your office. So thank you very much again. And I hope that colleagues from the region will also increase cooperation with you and to enjoy professionalism and kindness of POS. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would like to just to say a few words before I, with great pleasure, announce our colleague Professor Luc Berger. I would like to add something what Anton told about the proceedings. So I can say that why there was no around 25 to 30% articles more, guilty are first of all me and then Dragoljub, because usually the people submit their papers at the last day of the Congress. In our case, it was a couple of months later. So people just lost momentum in doing that. This is unfortunately our capacity, having in mind that the whole Congress and all events was really huge. This is up to you. Concerning the distribution by the countries, maybe you didn't mention that this is based on the corresponding authors. So it does not mean that it was only 3 from Romania or only 2, I don't know, from etc. There were much more because there were a group of authors from different camps. Okay, it's time to talk to me, and again with a great pleasure to announce Professor Luc Berger, at the moment Vice President of the European Physical Society. During all the previous period, we were having the Congress, etc. President of European Physical Society. Luc, thank you very much for all your support, for your coming here, for being also the guest editor, for your support, and that we establish communication with the European Physics Journal. And also thank you that you find time to be at least online. Unfortunately, you are not with us here, but you will be back and again soon in Belgrade, and I hope that all will meet. So I give you the floor. So Luc, please.
Thank you very much for your kind words, Goran. Well, I imagine that you already started, to talk a lot about the magnificent performances of the BPU11 Congress at Belgrade in August-September 2022. And therefore, well, I would like, to make a short reminder about the European Physical Society, with whom Goran has been collaborated so often, and the BPU also is a very important collaborating society for us. So let me first introduce you, to the EPS here on the photography. You can see a snapshot of the EPS Secretariat that is located on the campus of Université Haute-Alsace in Mulhouse. And briefly speaking, the European Physical Society is an international learned society whose mission is to advocate for physics, not only for academic research, but also for all the connection physics can find and the societal challenges that physics raises or allows to improve, concerning the societal, the economical, the cultural, and the technological developments of our society. We have a headquarters in Mulhouse, but we have also a point of presence in Brussels, in Belgium, in order to lobby with the politicians and the parliamentary members of the European Commission. The European Physical Society is constituted by 42 member societies. That means 42 national physical societies belonging to all these countries here in blue. We count about 3,500 individual members. We say that we represent more than 130,000 European physicists in Europe, of course. And we have also 30 collaborating societies. BPU is one of them, and 40 associate members recruited among the research infrastructure, the universities, and more recently from physics-based companies. Our mission is to facilitate physics research, and therefore the backbone of the society is constituted by its 18 scientific divisions and thematic groups. So looking after optics, plasma physics, high energy and particle physics, nuclear physics, and all the fields you can find in physics. These divisions and groups attribute grants and organize world-leading conferences in Europe, and they distribute also prizes and awards. We have also some at the headquarters of the EPS, and we have also some editing work since we published the scientific journals European Physics Leaders, or EPL, and the European Physics Journal. We also address some societal challenges, as I reminded you. Therefore, we have a forum for physics and society. And quite recently, we published a book following the Physics for Society and the grand challenges of physics at the Horizon 2050. So this is a big book. You can consult it, have a look at it on the website of the EPS, gathering all the thoughts from eminent scientists about what will become such or such field in physics and what will be the impact of the future of these fields in our society. We have a committee of equal opportunities looking after the gender balance and also the diversity and inclusiveness. We have a committee dedicated to the EPS historic sites. We have one in Serbia recently, in Belgrade. And we recognize by this distinction the fact that such place or such monument was a great place where physics knew important developments. We have also a division for physics education, and we have also a committee about European integration, and many of the responsibles working the framework of the Balkan Physics Union take part to the committee of this European integration. That's an important topic for us. And finally, we have a group for physics for development looking after the support which we can bring to early career researchers working in low-income countries. Just to remind you briefly, when I became candidate for the presidency of the EPS, my main statement was to establish EPS as a major policymaking organization in Europe with strong visibility and recognition. I don't know if we succeed in increasing our power for making the EPS a major policymaking organization in Europe. I believe that we increased the visibility and the recognition of the EPS through a certain number of actions. And for that, we had to consolidate some past initiatives and reinforce the actions of physics for development, above all in the context of the International Year of Basic Science for Sustainable Development. We also enhanced our partnerships with Eastern countries, and this was an important objective for us, and tried to cover all the countries working in Central and Eastern Europe, including, of course, Balkans, but also Baltic states and Poland. We enlarged the visibility of the EPS to the industrial world, and we promote and help, and we try to promote and help the young physicists, in particular by setting up a regular forum, which you may have heard about. The first edition of this forum took place in Paris at Sorbonne University, and we received some Nobel laureates and had the opportunity to listen to the European Commissioner at that time. And we dedicated a certain number of roundtables to the societal application of physics, like ERC and widening participation, or how to strengthen the EPS member societies through mutual support. We repeated this event a couple of weeks ago, and there were many attendees as well. And we had these VIPs with us, Stefan Hell, Anne Huillier, Klaus von Kliesling, and Nicolas Spalding. And we could also treat several topics in physics from the industrial point of view by attracting many young students, many young master, PhD, postdoctoral fellows, and making them interact with stakeholders in the industry sector, and also making them interact directly with the Nobel laureates and many outstanding physicists who came to Berlin 2 weeks ago, sorry. The EPS has a very dynamical program brought by its young minds. That means master, PhD, postdocs, who belong to the Young Minds Action Committee program. And the more they go and the more they develop some local sections in Europe. You can see here on this map the different orange stars that notify the location of local sections of the EPS Young Minds. And this number increases more and more with the year. And you can see how the Balkan region is active in the number of Young Minds sections. To foster our actions and to reinforce the cooperation with the Eastern and Central European countries, we set up a working group named Working Group 3, Physics for Development and Eastern State, that looked at building up some new projects, allowing early career researchers working in developing countries to come back from time to time to Europe or to North America in order to maintain a high scientific level. And we did that with the American Physical Society and ICTP Trieste. We were in line with the actions of the International Year of Basic Science for Sustainable Developments, and we participated in different meetings and events organized by the steering committee of this international year. And you know that this international year will turn to an international decade for the 10 coming years, and the EPS will be also present for that. With BPU, BPU became a collaborating society of the EPS. So I had the great chance to cooperate with Goran and all the members of the organizing committee to prepare the BPU11 Congress. I will say some words afterwards. And we supported also the actions of BPU, and we still continue to support the actions of BPU events, like the Balkan Physics Olympiads or the CNET workshops and so on. And we also developed some specific actions to help African physicists, to acquire more technology. I would like to say a few words about the BPU11 Congress. It was held at the Serbian Academy of Science and Arts in 2022. The EPS was co-organizer. It was also partner and sponsor, and it was a very, very rich experience for us. I had the pleasure to be in the International Organizing Committee. There were several representatives of the member societies, of some member societies of the EPS, like the DPG, because the EPS is an umbrella organization also for the DPG, IOP, and all these very big national physical societies. David Lee said some forewords at the beginning of this event on the behalf of the EPS. 15 scientific sections, so different fields in physics, were represented. We counted 12 plenary speakers. I had the pleasure to give a plenary talk there, and 5 roundtables. And if I am not wrong, around these 5 round tables, 3 of them, RT2, RT3, RT4, had a direct connection with the topics dealt by the EPS, like widening participation and access of the Central European countries to the ERC grants. And the Young Minds took also in charge the organization of 2 roundtables, one on the career in physics and another one on quantum and new technologies in partnership with the local sections of Serbia. Also, I had the pleasure to participate to the closing ceremony held on September 1st, and it was a very nice ceremony, accompanied by an award ceremony. And it was also very stimulating to see how many young scientists and physicists are doing their research in Serbia, but beyond Serbia, in all the Balkan countries. And we signed the memorandum of agreement, making the Balkan Physics Union a collaborating society of the EPS. So it was a very big source of pleasure for me to be there. And well, let me tell you a point on the short article we prepared with Goran Djordjevic and Zoran Popovic, underlining the importance of the physics in the Balkans. We entitled that Perspectives and Challenges. So 12 articles coming from 12 speakers, 12 invited speakers at the BPU Congress were selected, in which we could publish, or we will be able to publish, I mean, it was published quite recently, a kind of state of the art in different branches of physics of the physics made in the Balkan on the bosonic modes, on the high energy particle physics, on astrophysics, also on the standard model, also on nonlinear optics, and even I could find a paper directly connected to high harmonic generation, which has been awarded the Nobel Prize in 2023. So I invite you, I mean, to have a look at this European Physics Journal Plus. I would like to thank very much, by the way, the editor of this journal, the editor-in-chief of this journal, to have allowed us, I mean, to publish these 12 papers, because, I mean, they are quite representative of what happens in the Balkans. The Balkans are really dynamical, and they are an exceptional opportunity of collaboration for all other teams in the world. So this is what I wanted to tell you. And again, the EPS, the European Physical Society, took a great pleasure to collaborate with you. I would like to thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you for very comprehensive and very informative. I think that people really learn a lot from your presentation. Thank you very much for the cooperation. Now I would like to thank and to introduce Mr. Christian Caron from Springer, from European Physics Journal. I would also like to thank you, Sabine Ler, who maybe is not at the moment with us. So, Christian, I hope that you can present an opportunity for cooperation. The next Congress is coming, also many conferences around, and also there are a lot of, as I know, a lot of opportunities for publishing of the high-level papers and books and etc. And finally, before I give you the floor, I would remind that EPG Plus and Springer provided 20 awards, more than 20 electronic books, in fact, but it was mostly on the electronic books of Springer for 20 students who won the award for the best posters or best presentation and the Congress.
I remember, yes.
Okay, so look, thank you very much, and it is time for Mr. Christian Caron from Springer.
So thank you very much. And first of all, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's really greatly appreciated that we were invited, and in particular also me from the side of EPJ, to participate in the wrap up in the Epilogue event of the publishing of what came out from this society event a couple of years ago. Very briefly, I'm Chris Caron. I'm executive publisher for the physics journals at Springer, and today I'm with you with my head of one of the members of the steering committee of the EPJ journals. Just a few words to the EPJ journals. As you know, I mean, they emerged 25 years ago. I mean, last year we had the 25th anniversary of the merger of national journals, Zeitschrift für Physik, Il Novecento, and Journal de Physique to create EPJ. There were 5 core journals, topical journals created at that time. With time, many new sections were created, often also with the support of emerging journals that came all over from Europe, from Portugal, from Spain, from Croatia, from Hungary, and so on. And meanwhile, we have 15 different journals in our EPJ portfolio. One of them is EPJ Plus, which is a kind of a general purpose journal that offers is a kind of a community service journal and offers, I think, a very good distribution and also a very good impact and impact factor. We also have actually something similar to Proceedings of Science. We have EPJ Web of Conferences, which works in a pretty much similar way than Proceedings of Science, which is run by our esteemed colleagues from SASA Media Lab. Now, what is also a particular strength, I think, of EPJ is that we have a scientific advisory committee, and we have about by now 25 representatives from various national physical societies in this group. And we really try to actually participate sometimes in their events. We try to sponsor some events. Often we have also joint projects, and in particular, this publication came because the representative of the Bulgarian Physical Society contacted us regarding the BPU11 event, and that's how everything started and how the collaboration came to be, and where we eventually could agree on the publication of the topical issue that came out recently in EPJ Plus. I had meanwhile the opportunity to talk also to the editor. So first of all, thank you also to Luc very briefly for having said a few kind words about the collaboration from the side of the guest editors. And I simply echo what he already said. I mean, from the side of the EPJ Plus editorial board, the collaboration was deemed so pleasant that we are obviously open-minded to do that at the next possible occasion again. Usually, when I mention that sort of we also like to sponsor, in particular, events at national physical societies all over Europe. Typically, these are contributions often to poster prizes, but this could be also, for instance, an invited talk, often, for instance, given by one of the members of the editorial board members of one of the EPJ journals. Or sometimes we're just happy that the conference confirms that the funds used are actually there to waive the conference fees for young participants in order to make it possible for young or early career researchers to attend such events. So, in short, we were very pleased to participate in the publication, in the set of publications that came out from your society event, and we would be very happy if we can continue in this way when the next opportunity arises. Thank you.
Is there any question or comment? If not, Christian, thank you very much. And now it is time to invite my colleague Milan Milosevic as a representative of the guest editors for the International Journal of Modern Physics special volume. Unfortunately, the publisher were not able to be present, and also one of the guest editors, a famous physicist Ignatios Antoniadis, at the moment is not in our part of the world. So I would like to ask Milan to present this this publication, this special volume of the International Journal of Modern Physics volume.
Good afternoon. As you can see, this is the special issue, and the title of the special issue is Beyond Classical Gravity and Field Theory, Contribution from the Balkan Congress Fair. And in the title, we say that it's not exactly related only to the BPU11, but to the other satellite events. And the guest editors are Professor Ignatios Antoniadis, Maria Dimitrijević-Ćirić from the Faculty of Physics in Belgrade, and Dragoljub Dimitrijević from Niš, and me. So this is the front page and some of the papers that are in this special issue. And as I mentioned at the beginning, this special issue is related to these four events. First of all, it's BPU11 Congress. After that, it is the CNET MTP meeting and workshop on theoretical mathematical physics. It's a meeting that is organized from 2 to 3 years. And also the CERN, CNET MTP, and ICTP traditional PhD school, and also the one event that was organized in the framework of this course action, and also all this special issue and some events also were related to the 20 years of the CNET MTP net. For this special issue, we selected about 26 authors, and here you can see 4 invited authors who are from the BPU11, 3 from the school, 11 from this CNET MTP workshop, and 8 from the COST workshop. And of course, the procedure of selected papers, review process, and everything was standard, and everything was supervised, and there were a lot of help from Mr. Chiho Klin, the editor of the International Journal of Modern Physics at World Scientific. 11 papers were submitted, and this is the statistics of the one paper was accepted from the BPU11, 1 from the school, 6 from the workshop, and 3 papers were from this COST workshop. Of course, all papers were excellent, and there were different topics, and all papers were selected. Unfortunately, there was some it was hard work to find some reviewers for some papers, but we succeeded in a few months, I think. But everything was successful, and these are papers, as you can see, and also the events are a little bit different. So some topics in these papers are different, but mostly all papers are related to high energy physics, cosmology, gravitation, and so on. But it's the narrower field than the whole BPU11. And since a few days ago, we were informed, and everyone were informed, that the World Scientific allowed the free access to this paper. It's not open access, it's free access, and everyone can read those papers. Those papers are available at the standard address, so anyone can access it, and the free access is available until the end of June of this year. Thank you.
So Thank you very much, Milan. So can say that till now we were oriented to the back, to the history, what was done and what was really done like a few months ago or a few days ago, and now we are focused now and oriented to the future. So first, I would like to introduce and to invite Professor Mary Sekileridou, the new president of the European Physical Society, and we met recently together with our friend Rado Constantinescu, who is now the president of Balkan Physics Union, and we discuss about the future. As we know from this presentation, Mary has like special ideas and special efforts oriented to our region, not just for our region, of course, but in particular for our region in the wider European framework. So, Mary, thank you very much that you find the time to be with us. I'm sorry, I know that you are busy now I guess in Milos, not with us in Belgrade, but we expect you to be soon with us in the region. So the floor is yours. Please, you can maybe present your opinion, your experience, and your plans for the future and for our community. We lost her, isn't it? Recall.
Yes.
Reconnecting. Look to in the chat, maybe in the chat.
She sent maybe a message.
Okay, let's hope that she will be with us a bit later.
Well, excuse me, I have to leave you now. So I was very pleased, I mean, to be with you, and because I have a meeting at 2. And I wish you all the best for the future editions of the BPU Congress. And I hope that I will have also the opportunity to join you to do some actions. Okay, so enjoy a very nice meeting.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Rado, please, it's time for to inform and invite people for the next edition.
Yes, hello. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to say a few words about the future of BPU. I'm here once to say, to express my gratitude for what has been done till now, and to thanks to the Academy, first of all, to EPS, unfortunately they are not with us, but also to the other supporters of the former Congress, BPU11. For example, we had very nice discussions with Springer, and I'm happy they are here. We'll continue, and we hope for the next Congress next year to have again such nice products, putting together the papers of our colleagues from the region or the countries. But I'm also here to announce the next Congress and warmly invite all of you to be with us again, to support again the event that will be organized, as I said, next year, this time in Romania. It's somehow a custom, the president in function organizing his country, her country, the next Congress. So the 12th Congress of Balkan Physical Union will be held in Bucharest, July 2025, 8 to 12 July.
We are preparing to launch the first announcement, to launch invitations for the scientific committee members to join us. And I'm very honored to invite you here to be part of this new scientific committee for the next year. I prepared some visit cards, my visit cards I will put here, and please, I'll be very happy and grateful if you will contact me and will express your willing to participate in the new scientific committee prepared for the 12th edition of the Balkan Physical Union. What to say? The space of the next Congress will be at the National University of Science and Technology, Polytechnical University in Bucharest. So the Congress will be in Bucharest. We have spaces and everything there. We have accommodation for young researchers, for students offered by the Polytechnical University, and of course, we'll have a lot of hotels and other specific infrastructure for such an event. As satellite events, we'll organize a new edition of the PhD school that take place in Belgrade 2 years ago, in cooperation with CERN and with ICTP, with European Physical Society also. We'll organize also, I hope we'll organize also a satellite event related to quantum communication, quantum information and communications, in cooperation with DPG and supported by Heraus Foundation from Germany. There will be also social events. There will be opportunities to visit some interesting places in Romania, and we are very, very happy to be the host, to host this new event of Balkan region. Thank you very much, and we'll be glad to see you next year in Bucharest. Thank you.
So I think we are, because it seems that the new president at some moment, because she was from the very beginning of the session, she's not anymore with us. And I would like to say thank you very much to all our colleagues who were online with us. And before we start with the awards or thankfulness merit of award to our colleagues. This time it will be in Serbian, so now I will soon switch to Serbian. Radu can also practice a little bit in Serbian. I would like to say maybe 2 or 3 sentences. So what we did through this process, and maybe 20 years ago, there are some people here, we know each other for more than 20 years. In fact, it was capacity building. All what we did, it was to help and to support younger people to pass faster and more efficient than we had destiny to pass through notes. How much we were successful in that, I don't know. And I can say that sometimes it's looked that people do not understand, do not appreciate that enough, etc., etc. But in the end, all institutions from Serbia, even institutions who are from mathematics, not from physics, our colleagues from Academy of Science, colleagues, etc. Everyone, everywhere practically was open heart, and we have a great support. And personally, me and my relatively small team of the closest collaborators, students from here, students from Belgrade, cooperation with Maria, with Nikola, Marian, and etc. It was a really pleasure. So it's one of the let's say most pleasant part of our career, scientific and organizational career. So I'm very much thankful to all of you. And because I know that some of you are in a hurry, I would like to start as soon as possible to present and giving to you and to your libraries this publication. However, maybe it's time now to, if there are some questions for us in English, if not, we can also maybe, if you want to say something about the conference or the congress, about the future, etc. This is the time for discussion and for the comments. Vreme je da se vratimo malo našem jeziku.